Okay, I've opened up Adobe Illustrator. Print documents, simply something you're going to print. Web documents, something that's going to show up on a computer screen. I'm going to use a web document, and you can choose the size. Again, you can go with actual custom size if you want. Um, and you can change the units. I'm just gonna leave it at pixels, 800 by 600. And I'm gonna place my PNG that I saved from um, Photoshop. So that's on the H drive, enter IP10, and infographic. I think it's the, where is it? Test copy. Okay, so here we have our infographic. Now, um, the thing about vector graphics, you have layers. So I'm gonna actually add a layer right now. Under Window, you can show layers. So you can go here to add a new layer. And I'm actually going to put this on the bottom. So I'm going to drag it down till it's below. Okay. You can actually rename these things, but and I'm going to hide the where the $10 bill is. And I'm going to draw in a rectangle to fill in my workspace. Okay. And then I'm going to put in a gradient. Okay. So under the color, you can put in the color, and then I'm actually going to give it a gradient, and I'm going to change the stops here. So click once on there, go to my color guide on the left, and give it a color. So one's going to be green, and then I'm going to go back to the gradient, click on the other stop, and I'm going to go back to my color guide, and I want a red for deficits. Okay, now when you open up the gradient panel, actually, you can show these options here by clicking on that. Now I'm going to have the angle at 90 degrees. Okay, so notice goes up and down instead. Okay, going back to my layers, I'm going to show the $10 bill now, and we're going to draw arrows. So you use a line tool, and so you could draw a line there. You can change the stroke. So under Window, I believe they have stroke. Okay, and you can change the thickness to whatever you think is appropriate. Maybe that's a little too thick, so change it to 3. Okay, for an arrowhead, you have to go to Effect. It's under what is it? Was it Styles, or I actually forgot where it was. Um, I actually looked this up yesterday. Stylize, add arrowheads. That's where it is. So Effect, Stylize, add arrowheads. There's a whole bunch of different arrowheads. Choose the one you like. Then click OK. Now it's going the wrong way. Doesn't matter. All I have to do is, I've got the arrow selected. I go to Object, Transform, and I can reflect it, I believe horizontally. That flips around. Now why is that arrowhead behind? Because it's in layer 2. You see there? That's selected. So you see this little rectangle here. I'm going to move it in layer 1. I was in the wrong layer when I drew it. So I'm going to click on that orange thing, move it up to layer 1, and notice now it's on top. I'm pushing down the down arrow, and there I have my arrowhead. Now, the nice thing about Illustrator is once you have one drawn, don't have to draw it again. So I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in front, and then so I can have another arrowhead for the next one. What if you wanted to have an arrowhead at the top? So you can go Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in front, move it to the top. You can make sure you have the selection tool. Again, how do you flip it upside down? You can just go to Object, Transform, Reflect, and do the horizontal thing. There I have an arrow pointing down. Okay. How do you do annotation? You click on the text tool. You just type something there, and this is like, let's say that was for defense. And you can actually change the font size. So if you highlight that, you go to type. It's under type and font. You can change the font. You can change the size to whatever you need. You can change the color, etc. Like the stroke here. And the fill, you can change that for the font as well. So if you wanted a different color for the fill, I could have a red fill, and I click away. Okay, and there's right now that means there's no stroke, so there's no outline. If you wanted to have color for the outline, you could do that as well. So that's basically how you go about creating an infographic.